I'm trying to do a video dump, okay? Because I've been relaxing way too much over the last few weeks. And actually, I'm not resting too much. I'm resting exactly enough. Since moving into this apartment, it's a lot easier for me to sleep, and I very easily can end up sleeping all day. So I've been, just trying to regain strength. Excuse me, trying to get for some reason I just can't ever get a there we go, nice comfy angle to do some talking. Okay, so one of the topics that I was supposed to speak on a while ago but did not was your boy Johnny Depp. Now, I noticed that some people truly believe that, for some reason y'all still ain't getting the lesson. You guys automatically think because everybody is turned up against one person, that that person must be lying. She is. Okay. Once you get to a certain point, once you get to a certain level in mental illness, lying becomes a staple. Exaggerating, embellishment becomes a staple, to try to draw attention to what you cannot prove. So I do believe that some of the things that she said was fabrication or embellished. I think there's more embellishing at play here than there is just full on fabrication and the creation of a story. Okay. And that causes, but that's the point. Okay. Long-term emotional abuse, long-term gaslighting, long-term abuse in general causes self-destructive behavior. This was a very huge thing in my own my custody battle against my oldest child's father. I was so focused on there's nothing wrong with me that I did not heal enough in order to win that case. She hasn't healed enough because she's been so focused on trying to catch this man that she's destroyed herself. But there's something I didn't tell y'all. And so for those of you who are, I really, especially when you're like in the you're in the spiritual community and you still haven't gotten, this is why I talk so heavily on triangulation, on certain things. All these people are bound to Johnny Depp. The people who are on Johnny Depp's side, who have never met Johnny Depp, they're all bound to Johnny Depp. They're bound to the narcissistic tactics. You will find that most of them are narcissists or victims of narcissists. A lot of them, I get into random disagreements because my thing is I try not to seem like I'm just backing up Amber Heard. Okay, that's not what's happening here. I remember my message is for all, right? So when I see someone like defending Johnny Depp and they'll be like, I'm a CPTSD survivor and this bitch is making it look bad for all of us. Understand that person will very easily trauma bond to another person just like Johnny Depp without having the understanding of what this looks like. This is severe. This is intense. And those people, they because they're now bound to this image of Johnny Depp, they are now bound and will find themselves in another relationship in which they are triangulated, they are isolated, the whole world has been turned against them. Okay? Normalizing calling people names. I've really been trying not to call people bitch, even just as a a term of endearment, because this is what happens is, you know, he was being derogatory to his wife when he called her a cunt, but his friend, since his friend has gotten used to being called a cunt, he didn't mean to hurt her feelings. He was just something I did not tell you guys when I did my initial take on that. An emotional, I don't even know what the name of the video is. I think it's emotional rape and borderline personality disorder part 3. Now, in that I used an article, and I used a couple articles. I used 2 articles, but the second article I never did say where I got it from. I'm gonna tell you today. I got it from Glamour magazine. How do we know? And it was confirmed. I do not remember what channel this was. I think it was Good Morning America. But one of the co-hosts, before interviewing the lawyers involved in the case, she had to let us know that her husband was consulting that team. Let me explain something to you. What we are witnessing is a mass glamour spell to continue to glamorize drug use, to continue to glamorize vulnerable narcissism, because that's what it is, to continue to glamorize emotional rape. What we are witnessing is a mass glamour spell. Everyone who is on Johnny Depp's side is in a binding spell. This shit ain't over. The fat lady has not sung. I happened to notice that everyone that was on Amber's side during the trial, I could not find anybody on TikTok. I could not find anybody on YouTube. Everyone who's on her side was suppressed. Now that the fucking stuff is coming, now that the case is over, oh, now we suddenly see Amber's side. All those people were suppressed. All those people were shadow banned, because as long as they continue to sway the popular opinion, you know, as long as they keep the popular opinion going, it helps to feel it was a spell. All of a sudden you see all these people come out the woodwork talking about they was on Amber's side. They were always on Amber's side, but for some reason they weren't being pumped into the algorithm. Y'all have been duped. Not only that, somebody on Amber's camp was paid. They did not put the amount of her defense was sloppy, and nobody in their right mind would hire some of these experts to they weren't. Somebody was paid. Somebody already won in their mind. Someone, because you didn't believe in Amber, you took whatever bait was I really truly feel that that situation should be investigated. But let me tell you something. The fat lady has not sung on that. The real justice will come, and it'll come because these narcissists, these people that are abusers, true abusers, they're going to do something every single time. They're going to do something that puts their own foot in their mouth. He's going to get caught up on something else. And everybody's going to see exactly who the fuck he was. He should not have played with that young lady. Like I said before, Amber Heard is karma. Because at the very least, if I was wrong, which I know that I'm not, but at the very least, if in fact he was the victim, being abused would be his karma to see what it's like, right? But that's not what happened here. Law is about rhetoric. Law is about, can you sway the people to see your point of view? So that means that even if something wasn't said in a certain context, putting it out in that context sways individuals to see your point of view. It's not about right and wrong. It's about, can you sway people to see your point of view, aka rhetoric. So, in regards to the Johnny Depp situation, he simply won a battle of wits. It does not mean that he actually fucking didn't do it. It doesn't mean that. And, you know, give me just a moment, please. Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Being round is hard. All right. So, there we go. That's more stable. With that being said, that's what I have to say in regards to that. I'm really late when it comes to the Kevin Samuels situation. For those who don't know, Kevin Samuels was a you want to call it like a relationship guru, and there were good points to Mr. Samuels. There were bad points to Mr. Samuels. Kevin Samuels' rhetoric, because that's what it is, it's rhetoric to guilt you into doing things, and claiming it's for the community. Okay, Mr. Samuels, his idea of women mostly was sparked by the fact that what I said in regards to covert emotional incest, right? Covert emotional incest, people who are survivors commonly only think about the appearance of an individual. It's quite clear that he was raised by someone who is narcissistic, okay? That does not mean that you get to shame someone in their death. Ladies, come on. What we can say is we're glad that his rhetoric possibly died with him, but it didn't, because a mass multitude of men thought they were about to defend this man's honor and start harming women. Now, luckily, we have not seen anything in regards to that. We haven't seen any riots. We haven't seen any mass murders of black women outside of the normal, right? That are hailing Kevin Samuels, okay? But I want to understand y'all to understand something, because I had to go back and make sure I wasn't just talking about this man in a negative light. That he did have some benefits to the situation. He had some that were not. Like me right now in my 30s, I am 34 years old, and I am 216 pounds. He said that women over 200 pounds aren't worth anything. He said that women who are 35 are leftovers. He said that women with multiple children are trash. And he reinforces this rhetoric that people do not understand. The reason that women are having so many children is because of the laws that they removed to protect women from seduction. Okay. And men, because men could easily be seduced as well. Okay. But primarily, the woman is the one who is stuck with the children when that man leaves, okay? Most times. I would say 3 out of 5 times a woman is left with the children once the man gets everything that he wants. Very rarely do women dump their kids, like actually dump them, not want to have anything to do with them, if they can't have anything to do with the man or the money. There's something about the maternal instinct. But I think back in the day, it was way more common. Like in the 50s, 60s and stuff. That's why some of y'all are fucked up. Sorry. I don't mean to laugh. It's not funny. Anyway. understanding that I think a lot of people don't understand that some of those women had no choice but to leave you behind, or they would never have any semblance of freedom. They were emotionally raped, physically battered, and they had to run, and they had to leave you behind. I am sorry to those, especially in their older age, who didn't have a mother. But you take out all your anger on your mother, thinking that she just didn't want you or that she was an evil woman. But you don't have the whole story. You know, I never did talk about Mercedes Jelenic to the level and point that I wanted to. It says that she left her 2 children in order to be with a man, but the thing is, she married for riches because that's what her father wanted her to do. I am 100% sure that her husband was abusive, and she had to choose herself, but I'm sure those children had severe wounds from being left. You know, back then it was completely normal for men of affluence to be emotionally and physically violent to their partners. The woman of luxury seems to never have any, like, she's not allowed to have any qualms about her life. She's not allowed to be unhappy with it. So, I don't know. I always get led off on a tangent, but I think that is, I guess it must be a message, you know? And so this is where some of this self-hating, not self-hating, but projected hatred of women comes from. This man is old. This man was in his 50s. Meaning that he likely seen something similar to what I'm describing, and also just not understanding where this cycle has come from. And so, you know, my message is for those who are like really heavy on some of the less healthier sides of Kevin Samuels' rhetoric. Again, especially with the weight, Black women are the most unhealthy. You know, funny enough, I remember the man of the hour actually saying something to me when we first met about how he didn't necessarily say he didn't want a Black woman, but why aren't Black women understanding the reason that Black men are leaving them is because they're overweight. And, you know, this is why Latina and white women are taking our place. White women are the most protected women on the planet. Latina women are fucking glorified despite having some of the same issues. We all have the same issues. We do. It's that you're triggered by Black women because a Black woman was your aggressor and your abuser. So you take out that on Black women. Black women are the least protected, therefore they would be the heaviest because they are constantly forced into survival. You know, I was just telling someone the other day, I ended up reading her cards for her. When You Were Not Safe, I'm watching her. It's been a year since I met her. And from the time I met her to seeing her today, she has gained quite a bit of weight. I've gained quite a bit of weight. Well, why is that? Well, right now she's currently dealing with something that makes her feel unsafe. I'm dealing with something, you know, I'm starting to feel more safe now, but think about it like this. You don't know the next time you eat. You're experiencing food insecurity. You're experiencing violence. You're experiencing possibly a chance of living on the street, right? Your body will naturally store fat for those times. In case you don't have any food, I have fat to run off of. You may actually, and so when you're actually in the thick of danger, like when you're sleeping in your car, you'll start losing weight. But it's because your body is now burning the fat that is stored for you while you were in danger. When you are this is why when you're in an abusive relationship, commonly you are heavier, especially because they will target that. You fat bitch. You're so fat. Right? But as soon as you leave that relationship, you start to lose the weight. Your body starts to burn the weight that it was storing to protect you from a hit. Baby, hit me. Hit me. Your little hand will bounce back. I will absorb it differently. Less likely to break a bone if there's fat and muscle surrounding it. All right. What was the last example I used? I can't remember. But black men the black women are the least protected, and you keep saying, well, you have to give us something to protect. You have to make yourself respectable. Honey, white women, when I was a kid, this is no disrespect to white women, okay? We just want to be revered the same way. I used to just really die and wish so much that I die. I die to be able to. They get to wear everything, anything, whatever they want. Nobody says anything to them about being disrespectful. I just saw a video of a woman who has 12 children. 12. Started having kids when she was 16. Nobody says a white woman needs to make herself respectable. We're all doing the same fucking thing. Literally. Get out of your delusion. I just hit my damn self. Shit. I'm serious though. Because they wear anything they want. They have as many kids as they want with as many men as they want. And nobody ever says anything. Nobody says anything. When I was in domestic violence shelter, of course, I had to do domestic violence fucking groups and shit. And I remember saying something about this. You and I are sitting here. You're wearing almost the exact same thing I'm wearing. Somebody is not going. They're not going to say anything to you, but they will tell me I need to make sure that I present myself respectable. And she thought about it. I said I was so dead set on not becoming a statistic, but I am one. I have 3 kids with 3 baby daddies, and I'm very smart. Yep.
You done?
No, I'm not done, and you know I'm not. Please.
You're gonna be done.
When I'm done, I will tell you I'm done. But guess what? She has the same amount of baby daddies, and guess what? Nobody tells her she's not worth shit. She just got a new baby daddy now. Come out your fucking delusion. This is everybody. Everybody. As long as they bleed red, they are dealing with the same issues. The only people that get blamed for it. Oh, here's another one. This is for the black men, black community in general. White on white crime exists. Asian on Asian crime exists. Hispanic, Latino on Hispanic and Latino crimes exist. You are going to have crime with whatever community you're in. So out here, there's a lot of white on white crime because there's mostly white on white people. I mean, there's mostly white people here. There's black people out here, but it's mostly white on white crime because your community is white, right? The only people that are highlighted are black. Why? Because if they gaslight you to think that black people are more violent within their community, then when they go and they police and harass the black community, nobody has anything to say because, yes, we need to get that together. But if you go look at the fucking statistics, the crime will always be white on white, black on black, Asian on Asian, because we are clicked. The Asian community they have their own little towns called Chinatowns, right? When you go over there, it does not say black on China, white on China. It says China on China. But some communities have less because it's not that they're less violent. They're one of those communities that keeps it within the community. They don't talk about it. They don't call the police because they don't trust the police. But it doesn't mean it's not happening. And that is a part of what covert emotional incest is, right? A parent abuses their child and their child doesn't call the police. A family, a dynamic of abuse, they don't call the police on each other. They just keep it within. So some of these other communities where they actually are having a lot of violence, they're not calling the police. They don't need them white people in their business. All right, so that's the end of this video. I'm gonna get into another video maybe in like 20 minutes because Aaron wants to come hang out with me for a little bit.